Do you want to take us to the Lakers?
Lakers, my number is 43. That is the percentage chance that 538's ELO forecast gives the Lakers of making the playoffs. So as we record this, they're 21 and 19. They're in sixth place in the West. And it feels like they're starting to gain some positive momentum where LeBron James is just playing phenomenal offensive basketball. Russell Westbrook's decision making has been a little bit better. They've kind of coalesced in Anthony Davis's absence. Some of the role players are starting to contribute a little bit more. Are we that confident in them yet? Like their last win against a team that currently has a winning record was their overtime victory against the Dallas Mavericks on December 15th. For the season, they're 5-9 against above 500 teams and 16-10 against below 500 teams. Per Basketball Reference, only the Bucks have played an easier schedule, and the Lakers SRS, their simple rating system score, is number 21 overall and number 10 in the West. To me, like that 43% chance feels fairly accurate given the strength of the middle class in the Western Conference and the lack of confidence I have in the Lakers being able to sustain this positive uptick given the toll that it has to be taking on a 37-year-old LeBron James. So my question to you is over or under 43?
Over.
Yep.
Yeah.
We've just because of the LeBron factor?
There's that. They've gotten better play from Russ, having Monk go off when he has, and they're going to get once Anthony Davis comes back better. And I keep coming back to the fact that they have annihilated opponents when AD's at the 5 and LeBron and Westbrook are on the court. And now that they've sort of unlocked the LeBron at the 5 combinations, think about how much better center play they get in some when it's Anthony Davis and LeBron playing, being able to stagger them that way.
See, I'm with you. I think subjectively, I would probably put it at like 55 to 60%, but this is not a lock. And I think there's some perception that now that they're above 500 and moving in the right direction, that, yeah, like the Lakers are absolutely going to make the playoffs in the West. I wouldn't go that far yet because they're one injury away. They're one negative stretch away from not looking like that team at all.
Yes. I guess if that's how you frame it, but like so many teams now are one injury away. You could say that about the Warriors. You could say that about the Suns, Booker or Paul going out.
But I'm not even talking about the injury that you have in mind, which is a LeBron James injury.
You're thinking of Malik Monk injury?
Yeah, I think if there's a Monk injury, if there's a Westbrook injury, if Kendrick Nunn can't return and they still have such thin depth, if Melo gets hurt, that this team does not have the pieces to pick up the slack there.
I guess I look at the rest of the West and it's very interesting, but it's so unimpressive in the sense that the locks are Phoenix, Golden State, and Utah. I don't even know. You can call Memphis a lock because they're so good right now, but like they are the least established of the bunch. They're your locks. Who are the locks after that? Would you call them a lock for a play-in? You would call them a lock?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. At least we're inching closer there.
Yeah. For sure. The reason I picked that stat is just because I need to push back a little bit against the emerging narrative that the Lakers have figured it out and are suddenly a legitimate threat in the West. Maybe they'll get there. But as it stands right now, like, again, they haven't beaten an above 500 team since December 15th. We're recording this on Sunday, January 9th. That's a long stretch. And granted, you can only play who you can play because they're on your schedule. And they've won 4 or 5 games in a row at this point, but they're beating up on subpar injured teams right now. And I think we need to push back against the idea that everything is hunky-dory in Lakerland right now.
Is anyone portraying it as it being hunky-dory?
I feel like we're starting to see a little bit of it on the Twitterverse.
I guess we must have very different timelines then, but I think it's fair to categorize them as a team to be concerned about. I'm just less concerned than I was a few weeks ago, which is saying something giving that.
Well, I think that number has risen significantly too. Like a few weeks ago, it was down in the 20s, I believe.
Oh, it was? I didn't even realize it got that low to them.
Yeah, I think so.